Hello, hi, welcome back to Adventures in Music with me, Jim, where we listen to, talk about, and do all sorts of things musicy. Today we're talking, but I'm not talking, well, I'm talking a bit, but I'm also talking with a guest. We have today none other than Sir Arjen Anthony Lucassen. Hello, sir, how are you?
Hi, Jim. That was perfect. I like the sir. Yeah.
Because you have been knighted, have you not?
I apparently I have been. I still don't get it, and I still don't understand it. I still don't realize it. But I was ambushed one day. I was going into the studio and just trying to work, and I was expecting a package, and the doorbell rang. So I was like, "That's the postman." But the postman looked weird. He had this big silver chain. And there were like 20 people around him, and I saw my brother and I saw friends and people with cameras, and yeah, they totally ambushed me, and I didn't get it because it's not all the nights I know are the ones I sing about, the medieval nights. So
Yeah. I think I saw the some video for that. That was, I think that was on YouTube. That was it
yeah,
the
true, yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Well,
The
you saw that one, okay.
yeah. I didn't search for it. I mean, it just happened to see it. So now you're saying it. Actually,
Okay.
I remember that happening, but
Right, right.
I'd not thought about it before before we started to talk. But oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for coming on. I mean, we've never met or chatted before. I just thought it'd be quite nice to have a little chat. You've got
Cool.
a new album coming up in about a month's time.
It's September
Just
12th. Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, okay. So yeah, about 4 weeks away, 3 or 4 weeks away. Can't remember what this
Songs no one will hear.
songs no one will hear. That's the one.
Or
But I love it. I have actually listened to it. I've been sent a link to it, and I've been able to listen to it. I think it's a great concept.
Thanks, man.
A
Thanks.
proper end of the world, like a disaster movie, but set to music.
Yeah, it's so simple, basically.
Yeah,
Such a simple concept. I think that's what makes it strong.
yeah.
Each time I want to do a concept album, I'm like, you have to be able to explain it in one sentence. If you can explain in one sentence, like explain The
Yes,
Lamb Lies Down on Broadway in one sentence, it's not going to work.
that's not so easy.
No, it's still a strong album, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But so the concept, I mean, I was telling me if I've got this wrong, but the concept is an asteroid or meteorite has been spotted. The course, its trajectory is coming to Earth. There's a prediction that it's going to get there in a certain number of weeks or months, and that the
Mhm.
end of the world is nigh. What happens?
Well, basically, it's about what would people do if they
Yeah,
knew they had 5 months to live.
yeah.
So the asteroid is really a metaphor for anything that could happen. But it's really about what would people do.
There's a couple of songs on there, particularly obviously the conspiracy, a goddamn conspiracy, which is the one that came
Yeah,
up
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot.
yeah,
I think that's so funny, so
yeah.
appropriate and considered for our time now. I think it's absolutely spot on the money. But the one that really made me chuckle, that was laugh, is Shagathon.
I expected
because
that one. Yes.
what if there's no consequences to your actions, and the end of the world is just around the corner, you've only got a set number of weeks left to live.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You either become a monk and just sort of
Yeah.
pray and sort of all
I,
this sort
I
of
guess people won't be as monogamous as they thought they were.
exactly that. I think it's absolutely hilarious. It was a brilliant observation.
Well, it's the thing is you can't avoid it. I mean, that's the first thing you think of. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Well, so I had to address it. I was like, am I going too far with this? And when I started this, it was, shall I be careful? But at some point, I brought out 69 and I brought out Doggy Style. I was like, what the hell?
absolutely. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not going to be careful here.
Anyway, I've never heard those sung about in a song before.
No,
Not
I
so.
know. I don't think, well, maybe Frank Zappa could get away with it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, Mister. Yes. Oh, that's
He
great.
got away with more, man. If you listen to
I
Dynamo
agree.
Hum or something. And, oh my
I
God.
totally misunderstood his music when I started to listen to it, and I was listening to it with sort of the ears of someone in the 21st century, and I sort of think, oh, this is morally repugnant. Oh, what's going on here? And it took me a little while
No
to
woke in
actually
those
realize
days.
it comes from a different time, but also it's satire, and which I hadn't
Totally.
really appreciated. I was taking it at face value, and so of course I was getting sort of shocked by sort of the way he was trying to say, "You can't say that or sing that."
In those days, you could,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
he could get away with everything. So
Absolutely,
love
absolutely.
that stuff. Love that stuff.
Your projects, like Arjen, obviously the stuff you're doing now, is mix in sort of concepts and of sort of sci-fi with prog metal and prog rock. Where do you draw your inspiration from? Do you have this sort of like a stream of ideas that you've got all the time that you're working through, or is it one big project at a time?
I start with the music. So I start instrumentally. I've always got a guitar near, like you just saw,
Yeah,
When you scared me, I was trying out some riffs. I record these riffs on my phone, then I go into the studio. I put all these ideas in the computer. There's like 200 little riffs and
yeah,
chords and melodies, and 90% of it's total crap. But 10% is like, this could work. Then I
yeah,
start working on it. I
yeah.
start transforming them into songs, like putting them together. And at that point, I have no idea what it's going to be about. So I really hope that the music will inspire me to come up with a concept.
Oh wow. Okay, so you don't have in your mind already a story that you think is going to work.
No, no, not even what project it's going to be,
Oh
because I have
wow.
so many projects. Because it would limit me, if I'm like, okay, I want to write about this concept, it would limit me musically. And
Mm.
I still think the music is more important, and the concept and the lyrics, they add an extra dimension to the music, but it's still about the music, the music has to be there. The good
Yeah.
songs have to be there.
Yeah, it needs to have a sort of a strong foundation, I guess. So
Absolutely,
that's what you're
absolutely,
talking
yeah,
about. Isn't it?
yeah.
Having the foundation initially is, although I guess depending on the style of music, if you talk to someone like sort of Bob Dylan, I think he'd come from a very different
It's
angle.
totally different,
Yeah, yeah,
totally different.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. But
Love Bob Dylan too. My taste is so eclectic, It's
yeah,
up
yeah.
my.
You know what? So is mine.
It is.
I love that.
I've just been listening to it, Highway 61. Oh my, I love that album. So I know all the lyrics. Yeah, great stuff.
yeah, it really is. It really is. You've worked with, and you continue to do so, a sort of vast range of not just vocalists but musicians as well. Do you have particular people in mind when you are thinking about the music and writing it and putting
Again,
it together?
no. No, it's all baby steps, It's all
Yeah,
starting with the little ideas. And then indeed, next up is a concept. Okay, then I have the story, then I have a concept, then I'm like, which singers and which musicians would fit this
yeah,
concept? If I have like a cheesy sci-fi story, which I sometimes have, I have no limits. I can already like disregard some people, this person's going to say, hey, sci-fi music shouldn't be, humor in music shouldn't be, So I pick the singers that I think fit the concept. Then I invite the singers. I send them the demos. I tell them the concept. And at that point, I don't have no lyrics yet, If they say yes, then I find the right places for them in the
yeah,
album. Then I divide all the singers over the album, and only then will I start writing lyrics. Even adapting those lyrics to the singers, which is I totally work the other way around.
yeah.
For instance, I've got like Fish on my Into the Electric Castle album, Marillion's Fish, and it's
Yes,
not like he plays the Highlander. It's not like I had a Highlander in my story, and oh my God, now I need a Scottish person.
yes.
It's the other way around. I have a Scottish person, so he will be the
How do I
Highlander.
make that work?
That's the way. Well, he made it work because he wrote his
Yeah.
own lyrics. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was something else I was going to ask you about. There are some musicians that sort of crop up time and time and time again in your projects, and I'd
yeah,
say Mike Mills, I think, comes up maybe not more than anybody else, but a lot. And there seems to be a connection does he get you in a way that some people other don't? That
Well,
he,
you'll be happy to hear that I'm a big YouTube watcher.
yeah.
I saw your show too,
Oh, did you?
and loved it. Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
think it was your top 10 at the moment. I think Gilmore was in there, so it got my attention. And I'm always watching YouTube before I go to bed for an hour, just to relax. And in the sidebar, there are always these suggestions.
yeah.
And I saw like a cover of Thick as a Brick. Now I'm a huge Tull fan, and singing and playing
Yes.
Ian Anderson song is it's not easy. So I was like, let's click on it. Okay, I clicked on it, and it was perfect. It was perfect. I didn't know the guy,
Yeah.
so I put a comment there like, "Hey man, this was brilliant. Please keep up the good work." Um, and then I saw another post there about a band called Toehider, and I clicked on it.
Mm,
It was completely different. It was like Queen. I love the first four Queen albums, and it
yes.
was that style, you know. And so again, I put a comment. I thought, "Well, this is my lucky day," you know. I put a comment like "fantastic," and then I got an answer to my first comment, like, "Man, I know who you are. I love your music, and thank you for the comment." Um, and on the other one too, and it was the same guy, and I didn't know. And so I was at that point, I was like, "Wait, I want to know who this guy is." So I watched some more of his stuff, and it's so incredibly good, you know. And
Mm,
he deserves so much more recognition. And then I invited him for the Arion album, The Theory of Everything, and he came to my studio all the way from Australia,
yeah.
and he was as good as I imagined he was. So at that point, I was like, I'm gonna, you know, involve you in everything I do, every live show, every album I make. I'm gonna
Yeah.
find a space for you. So even on this solo album, you know, which is me singing, so I couldn't
Yes.
ask him to do vocals. I was like, I bet you he can do a meme narrator too, and
And he
he
does.
could, he
Yeah.
did, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. But I love that. I love that sort of continuity of musicians and singers. Are there are there any musicians that you would love to work with that you haven't had the opportunity to do so with
Of
so far?
course, I mean the list is endless. I think I have a list of like 200 singers I would like to work with, and
Yeah.
obviously it's my heroes. You know, I'm
Mm,
65. I grew up in the 70s, so there's like Robert Plant, Ian Gillan, David Gilmour,
mm,
etc., etc.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, of course, those heroes that would be amazing to work with them, but they don't know who I am. You know, and they'll probably never get them. But then again, that's what I thought of Bruce Dickinson. And I approached him and he heard it and he was lovely. I'll be at your studio next week. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
So it is possible, you know,
Yeah.
or the likes of Steve Vai, like, let's try it, you know, who knows? He's my age.
Well,
He has the
absolutely. I mean,
same, yeah, he has the same favorite music as me, like huge Alice Cooper fan and stuff like that. And he heard it and he was like, yeah, yeah, man, I'll do it. So it becomes addictive, you know, if
mm,
you get to work with your heroes. I think the first one was on the first Arion album. It was the singer of Golden Earring.
yeah.
And that
Okay.
was,
Yeah.
of course, the earring is huge, or was huge, I have to say, because unfortunately the guitar player died.
Hmm.
But it was the biggest band in Holland, you know, and that singer sang on my album, you know, and he came to the studio and I was like, well, you know, maybe it's going to be really expensive. He was like, the bottle of whiskey is fine, you know, and then it became addictive, you know, to work with my heroes.
Yeah. You must have a really, really big black book, I guess, little black book, of all your contacts. I mean, of all the people that I'm jealous of, I think I'm more jealous of you with your contacts, people you know and could talk to, than anybody
Yeah.
else. It's incredible.
It is incredible. The other day, a fan made like an image for me, and it was like a universe with stars, and each star was a guest singer or a guest player. And I
Yes.
think there were 200 singers that I've worked with now,
Oh my
and it was
goodness.
really impressive. I was looking at this universe and like, oh my God, I worked with all these people, and
Do you prefer to sort of be in the background and put the other people
Yeah,
forward? Yeah, I kind of get that, obviously, from sort of the live
absolutely. Yeah,
performances
yeah, yeah.
that you're not always on stage, and that actually often the time you're not on stage, you're behind the
Well,
scenes making.
I'm not as good as them, you know.
Yeah.
I'm the worst musician on stage, and of course, people, you know, when they come to the shows, they want to see me, so I have to be there.
Mm.
But it's I have terrible stage fright because of that,
Oh,
because I'm just not as good as the others, you know.
yeah.
I mean, we're gonna play shows now next month, and we have the best singers in the world. We have Dino Jelusic, you know, who's really in his style the best singer in the world now, and I'm going to be on stage there, and I'm not a singer, you know. I have this tiny little voice, and I'm out of tune, and it's scary. So no, I let other people do the dirty work for me.
But you are an auteur. You are like a director. You have brought this
That's it.
talent together and seen the
Uh,
potential and
that
created.
that's basically my talent, is
Yeah,
recognizing talent. I
yeah.
think, you know, I'm a humble person, but that's what I'm good at. You know, I see the big picture. I see, like, okay, if I invite this singer or this guitar player, that's gonna work. I'm 100% sure that
Mm.
it's gonna work.
And without your vision and your point there, sort of bringing people together, they'd probably never work together. So
No,
that's a unique thing that you've achieved, isn't it? It's
and I see it. It's like a cliche, you know, but I really see it as a big family, especially when we do these shows. You know, with this one weekend we have 12 singers, and uh, like the atmosphere is so good, you know,
Mhm.
and everyone is excited and everyone is happy, and I'm sure that people notice that, you know, when they're in the audience, like, whoa, you know, these people have a good time. And
Mm.
I've been able to work with some of my heroes who were like bit nasty, you know, who were like, you better have a big wallet. I actually got that line from one of my heroes. And then it's like no go for me, you know, no matter
Oh,
how
wow.
how big the name is. I mean, I have no problem with paying, you know, I paid a lot of money for some people,
Yeah, of
but they were
course.
worth it. And but if that's like your
Their
prime mover, then
their
it's like,
their primary demand is, oh, I'm about the money,
yeah,
and that's not interesting at
no,
all, is it?
no, then
No.
then it's
Oh, that's really sad because that
yeah.
then is almost like meeting your heroes,
I
and
know,
it
I know.
being and having this sort of this
That's
dream tarnished.
I know that's the bad thing about this. You know, you're gonna meet people and they're gonna disappoint you at
Yeah,
some point.
yeah.
And it happened to me. Out of the 200 people that I work with, maybe 4 or 5 times. And
Okay.
that's shitty because you can't listen to their music with the same ears you used to
Yeah,
as a kid,
definitely.
you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, it's
It's
so sad.
really, it's shitty. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sad, but it does happen. It does happen. And sometimes it's also my mistake, right? I mean, I had to learn, you know, I started Arion 30 years ago, and I made some mistakes too with people, you know, saying things like the beginning of the internet. I was saying things to fans that was all over the internet the next day, and it could be something negative about a singer, and that's stupid, you know. And I totally learned from that not to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
It's
But you don't know at the time, do you? You
yeah,
don't know.
at that point, no, it was
Mm.
just, you know, all went so fast at some point.
So you've said about your biggest heroes from the past. So obviously people like Ian Gillan and maybe David Coverdale. I don't know if you mentioned him, but that sort of singer and David Gilmour and so on and so forth. Is that your background really, sort of prog and metal and hard rock? Is that what you grew up listening to?
Well, it all started with the Beatles,
Yeah.
obviously, and and ended with the Beatles. I mean, the Beatles is still up there for me. It's totally, you know, that's all the songs are good.
Mm,
So the Beatles is up there. I would say Floyd, Beatles and Floyd. That's really where it
yeah.
all started with. And yeah, is it prog? Is it not prog? I don't know. I think it is. You know, I think Beatles were the first prog band. I mean,
I think they became it. They weren't when they started.
no, no, they
They were
weren't.
very pop,
True.
but I think
No,
they did.
no, but their psychedelic
Yeah,
period, there,
yeah,
yeah,
definitely,
the
definitely.
Abbey Road and Sergeant Pepper and stuff like that. And then at some point I heard Black Sabbath, that huge guitar sound. I think it was Massive Reality, and then I heard Made in Japan, and then I was like, okay, I got to play guitar myself.
Yeah.
But basically, it all started for me in the glam rock. I mean, I was 11 at the time, 71, and
Okay.
I love the whole glam stuff. The Sweet and Alice Cooper and David Bowie and Slade and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's where it started as a kid. That's what I wanted to do.
Yes.
So
Uh,
I actually had a playback band, or I don't know how you would call it, like a band miming these songs, and I was quite successful with it. I was like 12 years old or something, and we played
okay.
schools.
Okay.
And of course, I was a singer wearing my mother's wig. I don't do that anymore, by the way, but we're called the Flying Potatoes. Yeah, that was my first band, but it was all
Great
fake.
name.
Yeah, I have no idea why, but
I was in a band called Slippery People. Uh,
okay.
Again, a really weird name, but there was a reason for that. That was actually a song title by a band called Talking Heads. So it was one of their songs.
Oh, cool, cool.
I
Slippery
know,
View.
yeah, but
It's a David Byrne thing
it
for
is,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's another very famous band again, which has taken their name from a Talking Heads song, which is a Radiohead. So that was a
Oh yeah, true.
so people
Yeah,
sort of, oh God, I didn't even think about that. So yeah, well there you go.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So we know where music has come from, and how it's developed, and up to this point, what do you think is the future for prog and prog metal and this area of music that you're working in?
Oh, it's going well.
Yeah.
I think it might even be more popular than back in the 70s. Um, of course, those were my formative years. So
Mm.
that's the music I still listen to. And all these new bands, I listen to them now as a musician, which I hate. I wish I would still be able to listen to music as a fan, but I
Yeah.
know too much. I know
Yeah.
too much. And
And do
but
you?
um,
Sorry,
but yeah,
please.
I surely think it's progressive rock and progressive metal are it's good times for
Mm.
sure. Yeah.
And do you think it's going to continue to be so for the next decade?
Oh yeah, it will always be there because it's never been trendy. That's the good thing about it. I always hated trends.
Yeah.
Okay, I came from the glam rock thing, but I think progressive rock is timeless. That's the strong thing about it. So yeah, it will always be there for
Mm.
sure. And all these styles are mixing now, and I like that because in the 80s, which is when I first started touring, there was all these restrictions. You were not allowed to have keyboards in your band. You were a sissy if you had keyboards,
Yeah.
and if you did, even bands like Black Sabbath or they were hidden behind the curtain,
Yeah. You couldn't
and
see them.
that's all over now. If you
Yeah.
see Jordan Rudess, he's got this huge keyboard
Oh man,
RAM,
yes.
so that's good.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. There's a lot of some of the more interesting music that I hear now is combining, in fact, like what a lot of you do, combining electronic music.
Mm,
So
mm.
sort of beats and drops and
Oh yeah,
samples and
I love, yeah.
sequences, some beautiful synth lines that
Well,
you'd
it's
ordinarily think of as being in sort of dance music from the sort of the 80s or 90s, or going beyond that, so techno
mm,
sounds, but actually sort of merging that with guitars, and then it takes music in a very
mm.
unexpected way, and I think it's so rewarding because, like you
Well,
say,
it's
prog has always been about sort of mixing styles. So
mm,
obviously the traditional prog has got a lot of
yeah.
jazz in it. It's got symphonic music. It's got
Oh yeah, yeah.
rock, and
Well, it all
blues as well.
started with Tangerine Dream for me.
Mm,
I think Ricochet was not even Fader. I think Ricochet was the first album I heard, and I love those sequences so much, and that's why they're in my music
yeah,
always. Basically, they're
yeah,
always in there. So it's not the dance stuff. It's definitely
yeah,
Tangerine Dream, Klaus Schulze, all these
yeah,
bands. Yeah.
yeah. But I think the dance musicians of the 80s and 90s took inspiration from Tangerine Dream and from Kraftwerk and
I guess so. Yeah.
so that's the whole krautrock thing with a lot of the
Kraftwerk, another
yeah
one.
yeah
Gary Newman, of course, in the
yes.
80s,
Oh man,
and
he's
still going strong.
but those two or three songs that he had that were massive at the time, Cars,
Yeah,
and Our Friends Electric,
yeah.
still sound
Down in the
huge now.
Park.
Yeah,
Oh, the other day I saw a version of Down in the Park, and it was oh goosebumps all over.
mm,
It was like Rammstein without the metal guitars. It was huge.
yeah.
It's so strong.
Um, are there any bands that you follow at the minute that you're really excited about? Sort of new bands. Who's the most interesting band or bands that you listening to at the minute?
Uh, well, it's kind of a mix. I do a lot of workouts. I do a lot of rowing and stuff, and then I just listen to my old shit.
Yeah, yeah,
got
yeah,
the
yeah,
got the iTunes on my head, and it's everything I compiled from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So that's what I listen to. But when I do other things, walking or something, I check out new stuff.
hmm
And yeah, like I said, it's mostly I listen to it once or twice. I think those days are over for me to play an album endlessly,
right.
like you used to do in the vinyl
Yeah,
days. But yeah, of course, stuff like Opeth or stuff like Devin Townsend, uh, two people I had the pleasure to work with.
yeah.
I really follow that. If they have a new album, I'm gonna listen to the whole thing, at
Yeah.
least two, three times.
Yeah, yeah. There are a number of musicians. I mean, I was the same as you. Before I started doing my YouTube channel, sort of 6, 7 years ago, I kind of thought I'd reached peak music level. There's no room left to listen to anything else. There's everything there.
Mm.
And then I started discovering all this music that I had no idea was out there, that was being suggested to me. People were sort of so, oh, you got to listen to this. Oh, you should listen to this. If you like that, give this a go. And I had no idea that it existed. And all of a sudden, all this old stuff that I had back here. So I don't want that. I really want some of this new stuff.
Cool.
Specifically, Devin Townsend has been a really, really influential.
I think he's
listening.
my biggest hero of the last 20 years.
Yeah,
I think he is.
extraordinary.
Not just his music, also even his interviews. They're so he's such an interesting guy.
Yeah,
And his music it's so simple and yet so complex, and it's got the humor. I'm so happy when people still can put that humor in like I
yes,
do.
yeah,
He's amazing, and like I said, I had the pleasure to work with him, but it wasn't easy. I was like, I gotta have him, and he said, no way, I'm not gonna do other people's music.
yeah,
I'm not doing that. And I was begging him, yeah, but you can make your own melodies, you can make your own lyrics, you can do whatever you want. Here's the part, do your thing. And at some point he said, well, man, you're ruthless and you're such a
you
nice
wore me
guy,
down.
and you wore me down, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it. And he sent it to me, and it was brilliant.
yeah,
And I'm sure he'll never do it again. I'm sure that's one of the only guest appearances he did, because he wants to do his own shit, and I'm the
yeah.
same.
Of course.
But still, he's my hero, yeah, for sure.
Because he's just done the Moth. Did you see that?
Here in Holland, yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
seen it yet, but I'm sure it's brilliant once
yeah,
again. I saw little parts, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
on
yeah. So
YouTube,
that
yeah.
was again, that was sort of that was an extraordinary performance. I mean, we're not here to talk about that, but that yes, so he continues to sort of push boundaries and
Totally.
do amazing things. We are, as you obviously know, on the not even on the cusp of. We are now in an age where machines, AI, are being used extensively throughout all
Mhm.
sort of walks of life. Are you an advocate or are you apprehensive of its use in music at all?
Obviously, I hate it.
I,
I
I
hate
needed
it,
to ask it though. I need to ask it properly.
really. But I'm not gonna fight it. I fought everything in the past.
Yeah.
I even fought CDs.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
vinyl, yeah, oh yeah. And then I'm not gonna get a CD player. And at some point, it's like, hey, it's a lot easier. I don't have to turn it over. I don't have any scratches. And at some point, there was streaming. Oh, I hated it. People are just going to make their own mix,
Yeah.
play mix or whatever. I don't know what it's called. And all my concept albums will be ripped
Yeah.
apart. And um, actually, you was expecting I was going to say I'm okay with it. No, I still hate the streaming. And the same with AI now. I mean, of course, I'm hearing the AI shit, the velvet underpants or whatever they were called.
Velvet, velvet underpants. I did a
Velvet
I
sundown, famous
that's it.
sun.
My
Yeah.
I made a pretend video, which is my most hated video I've ever
Okay,
made.
cool,
It was very
cool.
so I did it was a real sort of clickbait thumbnail. So I've got a worldwide exclusive interview with Velvet Sundown.
That's
And
cool.
I kind of made it up. It was like a sort of a robot talking to me,
Yeah.
I had sort of like I've hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dislikes on it because people thought
Good, good.
people thought I
Well,
was proving it. Oh yes, it's a real band, and
yeah,
I was
well,
just
that's what you
literally
want.
taking the piss out of it.
That's what you want.
Well, it still feeds the algorithm. It's still got views. So,
Absolutely,
but
absolutely. Yeah.
I can't believe
But I mean,
people
you hear
think it's
that
just
music, and sure, it's nice, and the singer sounds good, and everything sounds good, but
yeah.
no goosebump moments
Well,
whatsoever,
the thing is, it's got no humanity in it. It's got no spirit, no soul.
No,
It's not art. It's
no,
sound. I mean, it's all right as background music for
yeah,
if you want something music playing in the shop or
totally,
just but
totally,
for just
yeah.
for actual detail, not even detailed listening, but for something to move you to sort of
But
connect.
then again, how long does it take before it can do that?
It's I
Just feed it enough, feed it lots of Stephen Wilson and stuff, and it will learn, and that's very scary.
yeah,
That's very scary.
but it will still not be. I think genuine human created music will always be here because we as people want to make music. We want
Mhm.
to it's the way of expressing yourself, isn't it? Emotion and
But at some
thoughts.
point, if you don't know anymore, if you hear something and you really don't know whether it's AI or
Mm,
that's when it becomes scary. I'm not sure. Just knowing it's AI is enough not to like it.
yeah.
But what if you don't know it? It's the same with art. You know, sometimes see art, I love it, and then it's AI. Oh, I hate it.
Oh,
So yeah, I think the best thing is just to go with the flow and learn how to use it properly, and
mm.
maybe learn how it could help you in what you do, because that's basically the best thing. Fighting it makes no sense at all, because it's gonna win.
It's going to happen anyway.
And yeah, yeah, not in the way of March of the Machines, or they're not gonna kill us or stuff, but they're gonna take over.
They might do. You never know.
Yeah, well, it's what all my stories
Yeah.
have been about, and I predicted this shit. I made my previous solo album, Lost in a New Reel, 15 years ago, and I had a song called Pink Beetles in a Purple Zeppelin. And
Mm.
I was fantasizing that one day, you can put your favorite bands in the computer and they'll make the perfect song for you. And now, 15 years later, here it is.
Yeah.
So,
We are at that stage.
yeah, we
Yeah.
are. Yeah. And in my story, it was 500 years later, but unfortunately, no, it's going so fast, so fast.
Mm. So you got the album coming out very, very soon. We've had three singles from it. Are they called singles anymore? Three
Three.
releases.
Whatever. Videos,
It's the world has
singles,
changed, hasn't it? I
streams.
still think of
I
singles
know.
and albums, but
Single sounds nicer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, have you got any more to be released before it comes out, or is it
No,
now?
no, no.
So good.
That was it. That was
Yeah,
it. We have
yeah,
one more visualizer, as they call it.
yeah,
There's always, I think it's called the focus track, and that's the day the album is released. There is a
yeah,
focus track.
yeah,
So there's gonna be one more track.
yeah. And then you're going to do it live a couple of times.
No,
No, you're not. No, you haven't got
no,
that in. No.
no. It's songs no one will hear live. So
Oh, okay.
no, I gave up playing live with my own, at least me performing. I did it for 15 years,
Yeah,
70s, 80s, and 90s. But the only live stuff I do now are the Arion shows.
sure.
And they're like two biannual. So like every 2 years, we have a whole week of we transform the city of Tilburg into Arion City, and 15,000 people will come, and from 65 countries.
Yeah.
And it's there's Arion flags and beer and Arion burgers, and there's Arion cinema shows and lots of stuff to do for people, and that's it. So we do Aaron shows, and like I said, I've got all the best singers in the world
Yeah.
performing there. But to the touring days are over for me. So.
I did. I didn't mean as a tour. I wondered whether you'd be sort of playing these as live shows.
Okay, okay.
But, yeah.
Um,
No, I know you don't tour, definitely. But,
no, I don't tour, but the possibility is there that I would play one of the songs in an Arion show, because I did that before. The show, the song I just mentioned, Pink Beatles and the Purple Zeppelin, actually played it at an Arion show. So that's definitely an option.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, just not this show, because we decided on the songs 2 years ago, and these songs weren't even written then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did say to you before about a friend of mine who schooled me on how to pronounce your name. So Rudy.
Cool.
So actually, there's a couple of people on the channel. Rudy and Will have both bought a lot of your music to the channel.
Cool.
I just
Thanks,
wanted
Rudy
to sort of name check them as well, because I think they'd really appreciate it. So wow, you talked to Arjen. So thank you so much.
Cool.
But yeah, they'd a really
Hi, Rudy and Will.
yeah.
Thank you.
Will's from Holland. He is Dutch. And Rudy is German, and has been to your shows a few times, and he's very, very excited that I'm doing this today. So he'll be he'll be thrilled to hear his name on here. So,
well, good.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, I really hope it all goes well. I can't wait. I've heard it, but I can't wait to actually get my hands on the inside out vinyl copy.
Oh, cool! You're gonna.
I'll get it. Of course, I love it. I mean, you can't see behind me. I've got records. Yeah, I love records.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's
my thing.
Same here.
So I'll be getting that in a few weeks' time. And
cool.
And I suspect I'll probably play it on the channel.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah. But thank you so much for joining me today.
It's a pleasure, man.
It's been lovely to chat to you. Maybe have an opportunity to do so again in the future. But in the meantime,
sure, yeah. Well, the plan for the next album is an Arion again, so
okay.
Maybe we'll talk again then.
Maybe we will. Maybe we will. Arjen, thank you so much. Take care. Have a great day. And
thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Definitely, man.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.